Is there post-dutasteride syndrome? Okay, in this video I will talk about, can dutasteride also cause PFS? Okay, so how long does it take to recover from dutasteride? Are dutasteride side effects permanent? Okay, so I will talk from my experience, okay, from my experience working with clients. Okay, so let me start with the bad news. Okay, so if you think that finasteride is strong and can cause a lot of issues, okay, so dutasteride is finasteride on steroids. Okay, so I work with many guys that have issue even from topical minoxidil. Okay, so there are guys that have been just using saw palmetto, okay, so to prevent hair loss, and they have a lot of issues. From my point of view, saw palmetto can be probably on the same level as finasteride, okay, especially from my own experience. Okay, so but dutasteride, okay, dutasteride is like in Mortal Kombat finishing. Okay, so I work with many great guys. Some of these guys have recorded their journey. Okay, so they did before and after blood test. Okay, so and one guy, okay, he was using finasteride, dutasteride just for preventing measure, okay, and he has really great hormones. Okay, so I wish I would have that level of hormones. Everything was perfect, or IGF-1, DHT, testosterone, everything was in balance, estradiol. Okay, so I think his doctor told him to, he was just asking about hair loss prevention, and his doctor told him to, if he want to prevent hair loss, he should start with finasteride, dutasteride, okay? And he's recorded the everything, okay? So he measured everything after topical minoxidil he was using, okay? There was not such a big deal, but like I said, there are also guys that have issue after topical minoxidil because probably their androgen levels are lower. Okay, so then this guy was using finasteride. It was still quite okay. There were already changes. Okay, so his DHT dropped. Okay, so he started to have some kind of side effects like anxiety and so on. Still having great erections, and the libido was quite okay. Okay, so he stopped, and the libido came back and so on. And then he was using dutasteride. Okay, so and dutasteride did the whole damage. Okay, so dutasteride took his man or chat hormones to the woman level. Okay, so almost no DHT, okay, almost no conversion, okay, so cortisol through the roof, okay, so very low testosterone. It was like dropped from 1100 to almost like 300, okay, so like I say, if you have testosterone above 500, you can still function pretty well if your androgen receptors are working great. Okay, so his androgen receptors were not working great. He was losing muscles. Okay, he was also losing hair. Okay, so you can explain me right now if DHT is really the culprit for hair loss, if his DHT was non-existent and he was still losing the hair. Okay, so dutasteride did everything wrong for him. Okay, so and how long does it take to recover from dutasteride? If you do nothing, it's very hard. Okay, so if you need my help, you will find a link in the description. Okay, but if you do nothing, it's very hard. Okay, dutasteride can stay in your system up to 2 years. Okay, so the guys that have already seen some success, that are the guys that been able to detox dutasteride as fast as possible. Is it possible? Yes, you can detox dutasteride really fast. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, to detox dutasteride. Okay, and the second thing is, and you really need to understand. Okay, so Many guys, they are looking after dutasteride and they think that only finasteride can cause this side effect. Dutasteride is even harder, okay? So, and does dutasteride have long-term side effects? Sure, and they are much worse than finasteride itself. Why? Because dutasteride will block all type of 5-alpha reductase enzymes, okay? So, and will block much strongly than finasteride, okay? Like more than 80%, okay? So it's more like you have non-existent DHT, and DHT is so important for allopregnanolone, for your hair thickness, for everything, okay? So sexual functioning, okay? So guys, dutasteride will have more side effects than finasteride, okay? So the solution is, or getting out of post-dutasteride syndrome is similar to finasteride, okay? But it takes much more effort because the effect is much harder, okay? So it can affect different tissues in your body, okay? Because with finasteride, you can, for example, guys have like sexual dysfunction or weaker erection or lower libido. The other group has like some kind of mental issue, but it's sometimes not as strong if your basic androgens were high at the time you've been taking finasteride. But with dutasteride and it really strong effect, even guys with high androgens can be messed up really quickly, okay? So that's my take. Let me know what you think and if you want to have another videos on this topic. Bye.